Hey, T Money, let's start with the GOAT, TB12. He lost to Burrow, crumbled with mistakes in the second half. Looked great in the first half, but not in the second. And have we seen the end or the big downfall here from Tom Brady?
Yes, he's done, man. At least in Tampa Bay, and I know the line's a little hurt, but when you're the best ever, you got to know how to work around those things. And he's got 20 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He led the league in touchdowns last year. He's down in
Yeah.
yards. All he's doing is completing dump off throws to his running backs. You can see that. And that's why his completion percentage is as high as it is. His air yards down the field is down. He's missing wide open throws to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. He just doesn't look right. And this team crumbled versus the Bengals. He threw 2 interceptions in the second half. He also had a fumble in the exchange with Leonard Fournette. Just a lot of mistakes that you don't see for him. And that's the difference here is if he needs protection, that's fine. But he's making mistakes. And that's where maybe the mental fatigue or the physical attributes aren't there for him to do what he needs to do. And that's not make mistakes, most importantly. So,
Yeah.
That's why the Bengals were allowed to come back in this game is because of those mistakes. And then it was just embarrassing. Joe Burrow was the best quarterback on that field, and it wasn't even close.
Well, look at the first half for a second. At the first half, the Tampa Bay looked great. They looked the best they've looked all season. And even the announcers and the analysts were saying this team is playing like we thought they should have played all year. That first half, if they can just make that their formula for the full game, they had it going.
Yeah, I mean, that was also Tony Romo, just sucking Tom Brady off, really. That guy couldn't get enough of Tom Brady. So I don't agree that they played amazing. I mean, they only had 17 points, and the Bengals played probably their worst half of the year. So let's just pump the brakes on like the best half of their season. And if it was,
I think they look great too. Not just Tony Romo. I did too. I watch a lot of Tampa football. I got a lot of those guys in my fantasy teams. They looked great, both running and passing in that first half. And I thought if they could do that again, they would have won the game. Now, Bengals are a tough team. So it's not like they were playing, the Saints or the Browns.
Yeah.
Bengals are tough. They're going to fight their way back. I like how Brady's being a leader, man. This is the first time he's really had this kind of losing. And I like how he says, hey, we got to go back to work. We got to improve. We got to work harder. We got to be more determined. And, it's just like anybody, he said, that in whatever, if you're in an industry, if you have a job, whether you work at UPS, you're in the military, you got to work when you're down. Work harder and be more determined. I like that he's taking leadership like that when he's down like this.
Yeah, that's fair. So is Brady washed or what, from your opinion, after you watched that game?
No, I thought he played great first half. He's got the leadership. People follow him. He's got the respect. He can lead that huddle. He still has the skills. He can make throws. Yes, yeah. he makes a mistake once in a while, but his arm is still a gun, and he hits the throws most of the time. I know they've lost three of their last four. They go to the desert on Christmas night to face the Cardinals. They're going to get a win there, and they're going to get this back on track.
They better get a win there. Let me just say last thing. You got to start getting Mike Evans involved more. The first half, he's their best receiver.
He was involved in the first half.
I know Brady loves Chris Godwin as well and loves to throw it short. And that's his slant over the middle guy. But getting Mike Evans involved makes your offense more dynamic. And he did in the first half.
He did.
They had 5 receptions, and then he did nothing in the second half. You got to get that guy involved. He's your best receiver. Got to do better, Brady.